When it comes to, let's say, the point of sale channel, who's really best positioned to manage end-to-end encryption and tokenization, et cetera? Certainly you have several options here. I think it is too early in our research to reach a conclusion as to whether or not the payment vendors, the point of sale vendors, the corporations themselves, who is really best positioned to do this. We don't have an answer for that, but certainly the issue is how you reduce the number of payment repositories and reduce this whole business of encrypt, decrypt, re-encrypt the data. There's so much going on in terms of problems with the existing multiple key management systems and encryption management systems that exist in these organizations. What we're certainly seeing is a desire to make changes, whether they tokenize the data to get rid of it, whether they implement an end-to-end encryption solution to simplify key management and deliver it as a service. We've yet to see which way the market is going, but certainly that's an issue. Getting the most value from tokenization is another thing that's worth pointing out as an issue. Scalability is a problem for some organizations. They want to make sure that whatever solution they implement will work for them and whatever level it is. The point here, I guess, as much as anything, is that the small to medium-sized enterprises, the e-commerce companies who are looking at this, they're really looking for an improved ability to understand the customers, what they're buying. They're looking to reduce the risk by having less data, et cetera. For the mid-tier, the whole idea of you've got some data redundancy. It's not a huge issue, but it is an issue. We're also seeing the need to reduce unauthorized access by employees. And for the Fortune 1000, certainly there's a major PCI scope problem. They've got data all over the place that is under PCI scope that has to be reviewed. Many systems, very costly process, very involved, months and months to get this done. And they're really interested in significantly reducing the scope of the PCI assessment. Bottom line here for us is tokenization, secure tokenization. The theory is that there are different types of this. Some are more secure than others. It remains to be seen. The results of the study that PwC is doing for the folks over at the Standards Committee. We'll see what happens here, but the point here, as much as anything, is this is what we consider to be a best practice. We are certainly looking for organizations to be able to implement this, not in the immediate term, but more and more organizations are going to get value from this, whether it's Fortune 1000, where we see substantial value, or even the small to mid-size enterprises, where we see, certainly maybe half of them being able to get some significant benefit from this. So with that, just to bottom line it, it's an enterprise strategy. We see this emerging as a way to manage information on an enterprise-wide basis. It's not just about substituting one number for another. It's about being able to manage that information in a consistent way. It's about being able to move the risk from one company, a merchant, to another company who is the service provider, whether that's a payment processor, a gateway, or a specialty company in the space. We're also seeing value because tokenization drives the discovery and presumably removal of confidential data. The whole notion of being able to centralize this information, being able to substitute it, being able to manage it in a consistent way and protect it centrally, there's a lot of value to that, whether you're a large or mid-size or even a smaller organization. That concept, that principle has a lot of value to folks. There's a tactical value simply because it reduces the scope of PCI assessments. There's also, from a kind of an enterprise view here, we're talking about making sure that the organization can do its job. We've talked, as part of the Merchant Risk Council's study, we've talked with a lot of organizations where people who used to have access to credit card data no longer have access, and they find it to be a pain in the butt, frankly. to be able to retrieve 16-digit card numbers in order to do their job. We're talking fraud managers and loss prevention managers and sales audit managers and that sort of thing. So ensuring that tokenization, or end-to-end encryption for that matter, ensuring that whatever you're implementing to protect this data on an enterprise basis doesn't impact these people negatively and hurt their job performance and the performance of their organization. Also, the whole idea here is whether or not you remove all of the data from an enterprise system or most of it or whatever, the goal here is to lower the risk, reduce the amount of confidential data that are on systems and the number of systems that have that data. And again, making sure that because you're going to be very dependent upon these organizations that you're working with who are going to provide the service, making sure that they are in fact effective and that they are solid physical and technical organizations, that they can do the job that you've appointed them to do. And just the bottom line here, again, we're a research organization. We've got a panel of experts. We've done a lot of interviews, nearly 3,000 members at this point. And with that, let me, I'm going to attempt to turn this over to Matt, see if that works. Matt, are you on as Charles at this point?
I am.
Excellent. Hey, it's Matt Orens, Chief Security Officer at EPX.